Hello, everybody. My name is Lewis Lee, and this is Plan in Traffic. We do this every Thursday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. So tell anybody that's in the cars, boats, trucks, or anything you put gas in that we talk about it right here on this podcast. So tonight, we're going to talk about brakes, how important they are, and how much do you check them. And I'm stealing this from my man Frank from Wrench Nation. So this week he did some shorts on how to fix brakes and what to look for when you hear funny noises. So go check him out on any of the social medias, Wrench Nation. He is part of our organization, so we're gonna, put out his stuff as well as ours. So that's what we're doing tonight. I'm gonna get the fellas in a minute, but first, I want to give a couple announcements. So Plan in Traffic is now on PowerTube TV, so you can go check us out. All of our reruns, you can check them out there. Well, actually, it's all of our best of. So I took a lot of the best of and sent over there, so you can see like all the entertainers and builders and manufacturers. So if you want to see all of our replays and the full length videos, you can go to YouTube, the Plan in Traffic, and see everything. Because every week it all goes up there for sure, there and Facebook. So you can check out all our reruns, and you can give us comments on them as well. So if you see something you'd like, let us know. If you see something you don't like, don't let us know, because we don't care. All right, let's get the fellas in. See what's popping. What's up, Brian?
Hey, Lewis, what's up?
Oh, another day in the big city, Jim. Yeah, he's muted. I think I can do it over here.
No, I was trying to get onto the Facebook feed, and for some reason I can't pause the video.
Oh, yeah?
So it's messing me up, and I was like, all right, fine.
Yeah, it does what it wants to. How's your guys' week?
Pretty good, actually.
Hot.
Yeah, it was pretty hot here. Today it was nice, though. It was probably in the late or the mid-70s.
We were scorching it pretty good. So
Really?
today the humidity wasn't too bad, but it's supposed to cool off tomorrow and then come right back for Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, of course.
So
yeah, I was watching some of Frank's videos, and he's doing a series where he's putting out different things for do-it-yourself, or even taking it to the shop. What to look for to tell the shop owners. So Frank always has good content, so we're going to start mixing up a lot of stuff with him. Yep. And I've heard some stuff in the back of my truck, and it's the brakes. So I had it in the shop about 8 months ago, and they did my manifold. I had a manifold leaking.
oh yeah,
They fixed that, and you know how they run through and tell you that you need everything under the truck fixed.
yeah.
So they mentioned my back brakes, and I was like, I'll check them out, and I forgot. So they started squeaking on me the other day.
Yeah.
So you got to get on them.
Yeah. We had it's funny because you get build up and you get brake dust and you pick stuff up on the road, and sometimes it doesn't make a good surface, so you'll get squeaks. I mean, sometimes they'll squeak, and especially if you don't drive it a lot, you get a little bit of rust build up and so forth like that. And one time the wife said, man, the truck doesn't stop right, and I'm like, there's nothing wrong with it. And of course I go out, jump in the truck, 200 miles an hour down the road, 200 miles an hour back, it's like jamming on the brakes. I was like, there's nothing wrong. And of course I go to close the door and I hear this dink dink sound, and I was like, that's weird. And get out and walk around and look underneath the truck, and the rear brake pad fell out of the brake caliper.
Wow.
Oh, that's how much it had worn down. And of course, I walk in and said, yeah, you were right. I'll bring some parts home tomorrow. And, had to change my attitude real quick. But, you go along and especially today, you have so many different types of composition and price wise,
Mhm.
you know, you could put a set of pads on and have all kinds of noise, and you're just, and especially if the person brings somebody the brake pads.
Yeah.
So it's really hard, and brakes are one of those things that, you know, you really don't want to cheap out, because if you need it, you need it.
Yeah.
And, you know, some people buy lesser brand name stuff, and then they have problems, and you seem to, and of course you're like, man, I just spent X amount of money. I don't want to spend another, I don't want to redo the whole thing and spend twice as much now. But usually brakes are one of those things you don't want to cheap out on. Get them done right, have it done right, and you don't have to worry about it. And especially if you have, you know, if you have your kids, I tell the shops that work on my daughter's car, look, it doesn't, I don't care. It's my kids in the car. I can't have a problem. You know, the price part of it isn't worth, especially if you got to listen to them come home every night and say my brakes are still squeaking or something, you know? So,
Yeah, you got to hear it.
yeah. So, you definitely don't want to cheap out or beat around the bush with that, or wait too long, because when I turn wrenches, you tell the guy, hey, you know, you're going to need pads, or you're going to need some brake work. And they're like, yeah. And then, of course, they wait too long, and then now it's 3 times as much, because they've destroyed the brake rotors, or destroyed the caliper, or whatever. So it's, you know, like I said, it's one of those things you don't want to be cheap on.
Yep. I got to do back rotors on mine. They were getting kind of thin last time I did them. Yep.
Yeah.
So Frank on his video, he shows that he changes those clips. They cause noise. And then he sanded the hub.
Yeah.
Sanded all that stuff off too, if it had any grime or.
Yeah, we sell stuff to make that easier, about scraping that stuff or sanding around the hub. And the reason why is because sometimes you get a piece of rust will fall off or break loose in between that and when you put the tire back on, and you'll have that piece of rust, and you go to tighten it down, it'll tighten, but then that piece disintegrates, and now your wheel's loose. Now you actually have a lug nut loose, and you know, next thing you know, a couple 100 miles down the road, you know, then you either tear a stud up or tear the wheel up or whatever. So it's to be clean and made sure.
Somebody building something? There's something knocking.
Oh, that's Lucy's tail. That's her. You know, I start talking. You know, we can all lay here and be quiet, but I start talking, and now I got to pay them attention. So, as you can see, the girls are gone. They're on their vacation, so I'm upstairs.
You're allowed upstairs now.
I'm allowed upstairs. Yeah, I've already done a pretty good job taking over the kitchen table. So they've only been gone, I think, 4.5 hours, and you can't even see the top of the table. So I'm doing my job right.
So where'd they go this year? They go at the same place every year?
No, well, this year. They're going on a Disney cruise.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, that's we cash in our Disney points and usually go to a Disney resort type thing. So the girls are all fanatics of Disney. So.
That's cool. So Ray is watching the debate.
Yeah.
He said he might pop in.
Yeah, I got it on right now.
Joe fall over yet?
Huh?
Did Joe fall over yet?
No. They seem to be pretty tame at the moment.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have it was funny, I've been listening to a lot of different people talk about it, and they said if Trump could just act right and, you know, control and I think that's what a lot of people are just, but the majority, believe it or not, the majority or the high number of people, they just don't want 2 80-year-old guys running the country. I mean, that's that's one of those things that a lot of people just look. I don't care. I just don't want 2 80-year-old guys yelling and screaming at each other. I mean, that's all they do. So,
yeah,
but
it's a mess. So I started thinking about my bus. I'm gonna have to do my brakes on the bus too.
yeah, you got drums. You got drums all the way around on that one. Yeah.
I wish I had rotors and stuff up front, but couldn't get that lucky.
Well, I'm sure there's a conversion for that. It was really funny when I ordered my tool truck. That was one of the options I had ordered for rear disc for the rear of the truck.
Yeah.
And they had actually called me back and said that there was a shortage on supply and it would be X amount of time longer for that. And I ended up getting drums on the rears. And it's fairly common or old school stuff. I mean, the technology is good. It's just that that whole setup is fairly expensive when you do have to replace them.
Yeah.
And I think they call them, I can't remember what they call them. They call them some kind of pins. That's what the pads sit on, the shoes sit on, and so forth. And I think you should have 2 wheel cylinders for each cylinder, each line, I think.
Well, no, I got the air brakes on.
Oh, you got air? Oh, yeah. Wow. You really upgrade. I'm still hydraulic. I'm hydraulic all the way around. So,
yeah. I'm trying to get I used to work on my trucks all the time, man, but it's been like 15 years. So I got to get all reconnected.
Yeah. It's just like riding a bike. You won't have a problem. The only problem you'll feel it the next day from trying to pick that stuff up.
Oh, yeah.
You'll have to go down to the 7-Eleven and get some day helpers to pick the stuff up and move it around for you.
Well, my son, hey, this is your part.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing. That stuff, none of that stuff is light.
Mm-mm. Tools, not even the tools.
Yeah. I did, I had done rotors on my old tool truck, and it had like, I don't know, I can't remember how many, but it was something like 20 Allen bolts to hold the rotor onto the hub thing. Of course, pick that thing apart and trying to get them all off. And of course, you plan to do this stuff on a Saturday afternoon at 5:00, and you're like, dude, I can't destroy any of this stuff because I need it all to go back on the truck because I need to all be able to drive it on Monday.
Yeah.
You can't find, of course, then when you need something Monday, you call, oh, that's special order. And you're like, great, another couple of days with the truck being down. So when you plan those stuff out, you kind of either buy everything and take back what you don't need, or, like I said, over the years, I've kept an inventory. I have pads, I have shoes, I have rotors. I have all that stuff. So if I ever have a problem,
that's a good idea.
I can just, because for me, downtime is the truck can't be down. I need the truck. So
sure. So did I ask you about the tool that you use for taking the lug nuts off? I can't remember the name of it. It gives you more power with less. You know what I mean? Like what's it called? So we're taking off big lug nuts that are tight.
You're talking about the one you hit with the hammer?
No, I seen a guy had one that he put his breaker bar on it. So when he went one time, it actually gave it more power, like it was.
I don't know. I don't know what that is. It's got to be some kind of torque adapter. I mean,
So it helps you break the lugs easier. I've seen a guy on one of my videos. He was using one, something reducer or torque reducer or something. I don't know. But I
Yeah.
can't find it nowhere. I don't know the name of it. So
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, he's doing it by hand.
yeah, he's doing it with a breaker bar, and whatever it made it easier for him to turn it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Yeah, I had to do some research. I'm starting to. I'm getting to that point where I'm gonna start doing the mechanical stuff, and do the brakes, and I want to get all those tools and put them in the bus.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to run the, especially like during wintertime, run a little, what is that, rubbing alcohol in the brake in the airlines.
Mm-hmm.
So you keep them from freezing.
Yep.
Little things like that makes life easier.
Yeah,
Don't
great. But I'm trying not to be anywhere cold or cold.
wanna...
That's my wish, to be somewhere warm all the time.
Yeah, good luck on that.
Right.
I don't know, the way this weather's going, you never know.
Yep. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start buying all the extra filters and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And I was just talking to my old mechanic. I was asking him a couple questions, and man, that dude helped me out so much. I'd break down the freeway and I'd call him like, "Hey man, I'm broke." So I was like, "I'll get it towed to your shop." He was like, "Well, I can't touch it for 3-4 days." So he'd ask me what's wrong with it, and I tell him, like, "This is how you fix it." So he helped me fix stuff on the road all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'd have my headset on, and he'd tell me, tell him what's going on, and he walked me through a lot of stuff.
Oh,
Cool.
Great mechanic. Yeah, but he retired and he left me alone. Yeah. So Jim, you was okay last week? Was looking for you.
Oh yeah. Actually got a hook on some interior parts for the wagon. One of the Impala club members told me that he has Bonneville seats. So I was like, "Oh no, I'll take those." It was stuff stored in his shed. And we go into his shed, and he has so much Impala stuff saved. He's got
Really?
stuff he doesn't even know what it is. I mean, weird stuff. Like plastic trim that goes on one side. He's got a brand new in the box dash pad for an Impala. Those are
That's worth some money.
so.
how did he get all that stuff?
He buys and sells Impalas all the time. And sometimes, like, "Oh, I got some extra parts here. Just throw them in the trunk for you." I'm like, "Okay."
Now, is this from the 86 or 84 to 86 or older?
94 to 96.
Oh, that's what I mean, yeah.
Yeah, he's got a ton of stuff. And like I called it the Temple of Speed because along with his Impala, he also has a 69 Camaro, and that's got a 555 big block in it. And his other car is a 57 Chevy with custom. It's not all original, but all three of those cars are just beautiful.
Nice.
Tons of stuff. He's got brand new in the box Impala wheels that are like 15 years old. He bought his Impala. He bought his Impala brand new in '95, and got involved with the club. Found out all this stuff, and so as the years went on, he just collected stuff. It's like, hey, you know what? I might need that sometime. Because now all this stuff is totally unavailable. You can't get any of this stuff anymore.
Yeah.
And he's got stuff all over the place, and he just looks at it like, "Jim, I don't even know what I got."
Oh,
We're
man.
looking around. We're in his shed, and I'm looking up, and he's got these big wheels and tires. I'm like, "What the hell are those?" He's like, "Because his Impala, he takes to all the there's a national Impala SS Club of America. He's actually the president, or I believe he's still president. They do a show every year somewhere in the middle of the states, and it's car show, drag racing, and road racing. And he takes his car. He does everything with it. And he had a set of race tires on it, but the wheels are 18-inch, so he had to sit there and pull the Impala wheels off, put these wheels on so that he can go road racing. When he did it once, he's like, "I'm not doing this again." And the car does everything, and the car does everything great. I mean, 2,500-pound Impala, it's in the low 12s.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's quick.
That's one of my favorite cars. It's on my bucket list, but the prices then went crazy. They're up high.
Yeah, right. And Impala stuff for some reason, especially for some reason, the parts went nuts. The prices just went crazy trying to get original stuff, and not really sure why. Because I don't see anybody actually restoring one. But they're out there, and I think people are trying to get ready for it. And a lot of people think that the Impala is the next car to make that big leap, but people have been expecting that for the last 10 years. So,
Well, I
which is
think
why,
so because the prices went up on the cars too.
yeah, it's kind of weird. And every once in a while, you see something about the Impala being like the one hot rod nobody thought about because it's a 4-door. But if you ever drive one of these things, man, it is so much fun.
Yeah.
Big ass car, but it goes like heck. You know, my wagon has basically the same engine that came in the Impalas, not all the suspension upgrades. And dang, it's quick. The guy I bought it from, who was the son of the original owner, said he got too many speeding tickets with the car. That's how quick it accelerated.
Rolling in the station.
Yeah, blame it on the car.
Yeah, oh yeah, of course it's the car's fault. It's not because I'm going too far down on the gas pedal, right? It's a car.
Yeah. Yeah, the car.
It's a car, man.
There's one sitting at a dealership around the corner from me. I ride by it all the time, a station wagon. Yeah, they're nice. If I ever I'd like to find a wreck one and maybe redo it. That's probably the only way I'll be able to afford one because, man, they jumped up in price. I could have got one for $3,800. That same car, man, is
Impala or wagon?
car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
You can find Caprices right now. If you find somebody who doesn't know what they have, you can get them $3, $4, $5 grand. You know what they got? You know, it's going to be a few dollars more than that. You know, wagons, every once in a while, a wagon will pop up and get some ridiculous amount of money. In fact, one of the auctions, there was an all original 96 Buick Roadmaster. But this thing, 30,000 miles, ridiculously original. It went for like $20,000, $30,000.
really,
Station wagon's like, wow, okay.
Yeah, it's crazy. All that stuff is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, cars are getting crazy because everybody sees these auction prices.
yep, TV show.
And everybody thinks, oh my God, if that guy can get that much money, what am I going to get for mine?
Yep,
Which, again, starts a whole new argument. So.
that's crazy. So Alan's on the road. He's driving.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So I get the in-between pads. The not cheap ones and not the most expensive.
Yeah, I don't know. As a dummy, when I was a kid, it's like I remember we're gonna make the car go fast, and then you couldn't stop it. You know what I'm saying? So because you did it.
Oh, I know about that.
Yeah, we all learned the hard way. I don't
Yep.
mess around with brakes. Brake stuff, I don't play around. Like I said, over the years, I've had a lot of interesting things. You know, like I said, when you're driving, like the time I took the wife's truck out, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you drive it and say there's nothing wrong, and you slam the door and the brake pad falls out. You know, luckily, or you know, I'll be okay. This will be okay. And of course, like you said, you tear up a brake rotor or caliper, you know.
Yeah.
So kind of don't really, I've learned over the time. And then, you know, it's like the old saying that to save a nickel, it'll cost you a dime. So I may be Irish, but I don't have the luck of the Irish. So I got to do it. I got to do it the right way, or it's going to cost me.
You know, sometimes it's a money issue too, man. You know, you're broke and you got to get your brakes on. So you go to the auto parts store and they say, okay, we got the $2 ones or we got the $500 ones. Which one do you want?
Yeah, I had My daughter did that one time. She goes, typical, it's one of those things. It's, 10 o'clock on a Sunday. And she's like, well, I did this thing and you're not going to be happy. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? And she's like, well, the brakes were making noise. And a friend of mine, of her boyfriend's is a mechanic and I'll fix it. And of course, he didn't put the clips back on the pads. He just, the old clips had come out with the pads. So the things are all rattling around in there. And of course, I'm like, I've told you all you gotta do is go over to, there's 3 or 4 different guys on my route. I said, all you gotta do is go over there and just tell them they all know who you are. Just, get it done. Well, I didn't want to bug you and I didn't want to bug and this. And so I told her, I said, again, I'm like, what am I going to do on a Sunday night at 10 o'clock at night? You can't get this stuff. And luckily she pulled the old brake pads out of the trash. So it had the clips on it. So I was able to get it done and fix it. But again, it was just the purpose of she's thinking that she's saving money having this done. And luckily we were able to use what she had and done. But if I had to go out and buy all new pads again or try to wait for clips, she would have been down the car. She would have lost. Yep. She's not saving any money. That's again, this, unfortunately we've all come to this. I want to try to save a nickel. And if you really do the math, I know you spent more money than what you thought, especially with that type of stuff, you just can't play. It's kind of like the guy doing the paint job on his car, the paint, the cost of the paint's one thing, but it's the prep work. And if you go cheap on the prep work, I don't care how much you spend on paint, it ain't going to look good.
Yep. Slide off on you.
You think by now all of us happy hot rodders would have learned there's no such thing as saving any money on this. It's going to cost.
Yep. So I was looking at parts for my solar array that I'm putting on the roof, and I'm looking at different mounting things. I'm like, oh, those are cheap. I was like, you know what? I can see it now. Me going down the road, my solar panels flying off. So I'm going with the big boy.
Yeah,
there you go.
A little more money. I just have to, buy a little at a time. But yeah, I gotta make sure they're up there. Yeah, Alan said he buys the medium grade to high too.
Yeah,
all depends on the money, man. When you're broke, man, you gotta get what you gotta get.
Yeah, but if you go cheap, like Brian said, eventually you're going to pay for it again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, here's my thought is, when I get some more money, I'll.
Yeah, that ain't going to happen. That ain't going to happen.
Money never comes.
Never.
It's like, I get the good one when I get paid.
Yeah.
One time, this was on my first car I ever bought. It's a 73 Cutlass. So all the fellas were calling me. It's like, hey, man, where you at? We got to go out. I was like, I got to do my brakes. They're grinding. So I hurry up and do my brakes. And I don't bleed them. I jump in the car, put them in reverse, backed out the driveway. And before I know it, I was across the street in the other lady's yard. I was like, oh, my God, I'm going to kill myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I learned there, boy, make sure you check everything.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, there's just, and like I said, there's one thing you don't want to play around.
No, definitely not.
Play around with, and that even gets into, and I've done this. Like I said, trust me, we've all been in that situation. There's still times you're in that situation, man. You don't have the money or the funds, and you got to get it done. That's just like the drive belts, the V belts on the tool truck. During the summertime, it's pretty harsh. The AC one gets pretty beat up and heated, and they cook, and like I said, you run in, you need a belt, you buy, and they only have a regular standard or standard belt, and you put 3 of those on for the cost. Like I said, you're just like, oh, I'm saving money, but when you put 3 of them on for the cost of just getting the heavy duty belt, a lot of people don't. Like I said, the biggest factor is most people do not add their personal time, and time is money. And the amount of downtime and the time that you spent putting those, if I just spent the money and had the right belt, so you're not going to change my subject on it. I don't care how broke I am. I'll stop by Aldi's and pick up a few shopping carts to get a couple quarters out. You know what I'm saying? I'll find the money to just pay for it right the first time.
Hey, it sounds like you've done that before.
I do. So
yeah, you said it too easy.
Yeah, well, dude, I got quarters, so people are going to be too lazy to walk the cart back to get their quarter. I need to get my steps in, so don't worry. So,
there you go. So Alan asked if Bendix are still good brake pads.
Yeah. Bendix. Yeah, actually, I came across a pretty good deal. I think it was Rock Auto. I've gotten parts from some on their. I get their newsletter. And in their newsletter, they have their clearance, a monthly clearance. And of course, when you log in or if you put your car, what vehicles you have, when they send you the clearance list, they'll tell you for what parts fit your car.
Oh, that's cool.
And they had that with like the front brake pads for the tool truck. And they were Bendix brand. And like I said, normally they were like, I don't know, $170 for pads. And they were, what was it, 65% off or something.
Oh, wow.
So that was a good savings. So I was able to load up on a couple and put them, like I said, I have them in stock. So have them at the house. But,
never thought about that. Order them offline.
Yeah. Well, like I said, if you can plan ahead and have them instead of waiting till the moment when you need the car the next day. I mean, that's
Yeah.
Supposedly, as we get older, we're supposed to be able to understand that and plan ahead. But I know some of us don't. And trust me.
Well, believe me, I'm really going to try to do it in a bus because, man, I don't want to break down somewhere and be stuck.
Oh yeah, especially for something like that, you kind of have to make one of your one locker underneath the truck with some road body mechanical parts.
Yep.
Like I said, if you need, I've done it. I got I carry a set of pads in the tool truck. I've done it before. I've had a problem, and I've been on my route changing brake pads. Yeah. So luckily with the tool truck, I got a lot of tools. I have everything I need, but it is kind of funny. It's like, man, I was closer than I thought. And you start hearing a little scrapey, you hear so that you're not going to have long to, we're going to have to put pads on it. It's you get a weird look when people drive by and you're out there doing the brake job.
Yeah. I'll let you guys read it because I'm not the best reader. I'll be stuttering. What does O'Reilly sell? Do they sell Bendix?
Alan had another question. I'm just curious also. Bendix is still a brake brand?
Bendix.
Yeah,
And
we answered that. You were asleep.
no, I'm sorry. I'm getting a debate review from my wife.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's out here having a cigarette break.
I'm trying
Yeah,
to
they still make Bendix. I mean, Bendix is still. I think. Can't remember. Yeah, I think Bendix is still. I mean, I still see their products, so I'm sure they are. They've been around forever.
Yeah. Yeah, but is it still Bendix or is it somewhere along the way they get sold?
Oh yeah, I don't know. I'd have to look.
So, because
There
my
was a
question would be,
place,
what is a
there
good
was
brake brand?
there was a place up in New England, I think. I like to know if they're still in business because they rebuilt and they rebuilt old brake parts, on older cars, but they put the sleeves in them, the stainless steel sleeves, and they changed, modernized it, but that, and I used to buy stuff from the guy. This was a long time ago because he would make when I he would make the brake hoses. For my Scout, I couldn't find brake hoses for it at the time, so I called him up and he made me a set of brake hoses for my old Scout and so forth.
So what Alan was talking about, the guy making them in a foreign country, I've seen that one. They were making it like in a mud pie or something. Mud
Oh
pit.
yeah,
I haven't seen that.
They came out looking pretty good though. I don't know if I trust them, but they made
I don't know.
some crazy stuff, man. Those guys are wearing like flip flops and using butter knives and stuff. Crazy. Have you seen that lady changing tires?
Yeah,
She might be Korean or something. She's changing semi tires.
yeah. They had one on. I watched one the other day. She had a kid on her backpack. She had one of those. She had one of those backpacks with a kid on it, and she's out there changing tires.
Yeah, so you got one of those buddies that can't do it. Like, oh, a lady's doing it with her baby on the back.
I know.
She's a girl too. About 4.
And she
4'9".
probably only weighed about 78 pounds.
Yeah, tire weighs more than her.
I know.
Crazy. I got a guy that gets on my bus. He's in a wheelchair with no legs, and he will walk himself up onto the bus, push his wheelchair up on his nubs.
Really?
And so I'm thinking, all these people whine and cry about, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. This dude ain't got no legs, and he's moving.
Yeah.
He'll get out of the wheelchair, walk himself up, get on the bus, and jump back in the seat.
Yeah, those people like that are amazing because, like you said, we get a little cut on our finger and we got to take 3 days off or whatever. It's amazing, and the willpower that people have.
Yep. I told my wife the other day. She said she had something in her eye or something. She goes, "Oh, I can't do that." I was like, "You got another eye? Close it. Close the bad one and keep on moving." So all the fellas, Keith just texted me and said, or he instant message said, "You guys are missing a great debate."
Yeah, that's what my wife was saying. There's all kinds of screaming and yelling and stuff.
Oh yeah, I thought they were cutting the mics and stuff.
Oh,
I don't think it's been too bad. I mean, of course, I haven't.
Yeah, according to my wife, they cut off Trump at least once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Lewis, I just realized I like your hat.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, where's mine?
See the flag on it?
I like that.
Did you send Terry your address?
I did.
Okay, we know he's in Europe right now, so probably when he gets
In
back.
Europe?
Yeah, bougie, rich folks go to Europe. I go to Akron.
What was he doing in Europe? There's no LSs in Europe.
I don't know. He's over there partying. Tell you like this: the first day he gets there, somebody steals his phone.
Steals his phone.
First day.
Yeah.
He called me on Instagram. It popped up through Instagram. I was like, "Why are you calling me on Instagram?" He goes, "Somebody stole my phone." First day.
That's like the first thing they tell you is pickpockets in Europe are huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said it was kind of a blessing though, because he's spending a lot of time with the family, not on his phone.
That's good.
So let's see. So you go to Wrench Nation on YouTube, and Frank's on there. He has a whole bunch of shorts that he's doing, showing stuff how to do it yourself stuff. So if you get a chance, check him out.
I really should be watching these.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump. We can jump off early tonight, around 10, and I'm gonna go watch it.
Yeah, I think Joe's starting to run out of steam.
Is his face peeling off yet?
Well, let us know when he comes over.
Yeah, we can cut it short tonight.
Your show, Lewis.
All right.
Well, don't be cheap. Don't be cheap and just spend the money and do the breaks right. You'll be happier.
Or don't take it to Midas or Firestone. Man, they kill you.
Well, they replace everything. They get paid those guys get paid by commission on the sale of the items. So they replace everything.
Yeah, my son went there when his first car. Yeah. And he called me. He goes, "Dad, man, my car's dying. It needs this, this, and this." I was like, "Where are you at?" He goes, "I'm at Firestone." I'm like, bro, if you don't get out of there.
Yeah.
Terrible. It's terrible how they do you.
And, to be honest, sometimes it does need everything because, like you said, people will drive it till they're metal on metal and things are ripped up. But, again, like I said, ideally, when you're getting when you're doing your oil change, if you go to a decent place, they'll look over your car and let you know what's going on. And it takes 30 seconds to take a look at that stuff and, get the idea of where you're at and how much longer, if it's going to be next oil change or sooner, or you have to address this now. Same with doing a brake flush. One of the only, something that between power steering fluid and brake fluid, nobody changes the fluid in those things. And it's fairly simple. It's not a huge cost, and it's those are sealed systems. So all of the wear and tear and moisture and all that stuff is stuck in that system. It doesn't go anywhere. I had one of my distributors, one of my other guys, he was saying he had on a cold day, he was having a brake problem. The brake booster light would come on. Mm-hmm. And I asked him, I said, "Did you check the fluid?" And he said, "Well, yeah, I'll check the fluid and see." He says, "Man, there's ice in there."
Wow.
And I was like, well, it was condensation.
Yeah.
And it froze up. And of course, ice isn't going to move through the system. So, that's why it was low. And he's like, well, I said, well, you need to get the ice out and put new fluid in. But again, it's just one of those things that people don't think about or realize, and doing that type of maintenance can save you in the long run because that stuff is corroded and corrosion inside that's sealed. So give your brakes a little bit of love. They'll love you back. They'll save your life.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
Well, we'll leave it at that. So we can go watch the two Jokers. So listen, everybody in Facebook and YouTube, please subscribe and leave comments. Let us know if we're doing something that you like. Let us know if we're doing something you don't like. And fellas, I will see you guys next week.
Next week will be the 4th of July.
Oh yeah, we'll, huh? Maybe I'll throw a replay up. I don't know. I'll let you guys know for sure.
Well, I'll be here. So, but other than that, you guys play safe and watch out for the fireworks.
All right,
You don't want to be missing a finger.
Right. All right. Thanks, guys. Talk to you later.
All right. Take it easy. See you
All
guys.
right, take care.